force, this thing that lived inside of him, came from a source too violent, too deadly for you to imagine it.
Hey everybody, Stranger Oddities coming back to you. And yes, here we are. Let's go ahead and look back at the we had some comments here on the last show, and also hopefully you've checked out the new obviously we posted up the Wilson video on the main channel there, so we had a lot of comments there. As you guys could see there is actually two cuts of the video, and that's mainly because I know I really wanted to take time to show the paperwork, because I think the paperwork was really kind of neat, more of the neater part of the packaging. At least I found out to be true. And prior to picking one up myself, I did notice that I was watching somebody else's video, and when they went in through the bag and the paperwork that they had gotten, I found that interesting. I found it very intriguing that that part of the video, they took time to actually show that, because I think for me that paperwork is a part of the, I guess it's part of the money of the thing. I mean, it really goes to show you the extent that they take these pistols and go through to make sure that when you get it in your hands and you run it and you use it, the thing works flawlessly, as it should. So now, of course, I just did a standard video where just a tabletop review like we always do, and that one rolls through and everything. So anyway, also I added a little bit of more of my features and my opinions, I guess, of featuring the pistol and everything, and so what I thought about it. So anyway, but yeah, there's pretty much two videos up there, and those are for you. And I know that we got a nice handful of subscribers that truly do watch the content there and enjoy it, and those are those. Yeah, I do it for you folks, and that's kind of it. All right, here we go. Let's look at the last show we had here, and all right. So the last episode here, it breaks, and yes, as you know, there is a sound bite in the beginning, a sound clip. Looks like Evie Saint did not get it. It won't always be easy. I can say that. So we have Evie Saint says, got me stumped on the intro. Looking forward to the close-up of the Wilson Combat. And those are some good-looking grips. Yeah, the grips there that are featured there are ones I've made so long ago. Those were the days when I was really trying to see what I could get with the aging of the yellow grips, those John Wayne style grips, and I was just, a lot of it came from just being dissatisfied with what was already on the market. What I felt what was on the market was still, in a sense, I mean, this mass-produced feeling of just, kind of bland, what I always refer to as the rubber ducky kind of looking grips. When I took the time to make them individually, and of course they're handmade, so you get what you get. I mean, it's not going to be like precision CNC machined, but when I got them made up to that kind of a level, and then hand fitted them and then re-aged the edges and stuff like that, I was really happy with them. And for the most part, a lot of my single actions, I run my own grips on them, just because I found that not to be self-aggrandizing or anything, but what I made was a lot better than what was on the market for sale. And for me, I've always liked the unique look. So anyhow, with there was a question here. The Taylor, he asked if the 1911 grips that I was making will be available on the eBay website. We're aiming for that. We'll see how it turns out. and we'll see what happens with all that. And I will add the links to it here on the on this radio show, the Stranger Oddity Show. I will add the links as they become available. So if you're here, you will and you're listening to the show, check the comment section, because that's where I'm going to post the links. That's how you can find them. All right. So okay, now back to E.B. Saint, just so we don't leave E.B. in the stumped category. The quote. Okay, now a lot of times the title of the show it will relate to the quote, and in this case it does. And the quote in question, the soundbite in the beginning of that, is taken from the movie The Missouri Breaks with Jack Nicholson and Marlon Brando. Yeah, very, very odd Western. If you've not seen that movie, that is a very interesting Western. Jack Nicholson as a cowboy, he actually does a really good job in it. And Marlon Brando, during the course of the time it was made in the 70s, he was definitely on his own adventure, I guess you could say. Especially with his strange behavior in it, and this one is no exception. He's definitely quite an outlandish character in this movie. There's a scene in particular that I always found just weird and bizarre. He's basically a regulator in it. He's an assassin, to say the least. And he basically hunts down this group of robbers. I think they robbed the train or something, and Jack Nicholson's part of it. Now one of the guys gets caught up, and Marlon Brando portrays a preacher. He tries to dress up like preacher, gets this guy to go to his camp, and he's sitting there and having mindless conversation with him that almost doesn't make any sense. Anyway, during the midst of the guy sleeping, Marlon Brando proceeds to grab a cricket, puts it in the guy's mouth, and the guy wakes up, obviously, and spits this bug out and starts, wondering what the heck. And Marlon Brando pretends like he was sleeping, wakes up and goes, "What the hell's going on here? I'm trying to sleep. What's the matter with you?" And, it's just, you're looking at the scene going, what in the world? Why? What? Yeah. And then later on he dresses up like some kind of granny or something. Like he's got this dress on and all that. Anyway, yeah. If you haven't seen the movie, you'll have to see it, because it's kind of strange. Anyway, but it's a good movie. It is. It's one of those odd movies, and I like it. I really do. It's a decent movie. Really has kind of an interest, and so it's out there. You can definitely pick them up. Again, as we count down, one of the movies I'm looking forward to the theater is obviously Halloween Kills. I'm really curious on that. I've been seeing so much trailers on it, and it's just, I don't know. I mean, it looks like to me, and I haven't watched too many of the trailers. I watched a couple of them, but it's looking like they really are... they're pushing this demasking thing or whatever. They're really pushing this, like, they removed this mask, it looks like, and of course everybody's going crazy already, trying to, like, they're just like, oh, what does the mask look like? Is it burned? Is it, and all this stuff, and it's cool. I don't know. I've never really been a fanatic about the mask. I think I own one reproduction mask by Trick or Treat Studios, and it's from the Part 6 movie. Because I really like the way it looked in that movie. I don't know why. It looks really just... I like the way it looks. Obviously the first and second one, and then the fourth and fifth one, the mask was... it changed, but it was always good. I always liked it. I don't know. At some point... Like my least favorite ones with the H2O and the Resurrection and whatnot, it just kind of looked like, wow, really? I don't know what happened there. Now Rob Zombie did a little bit better of a job in portraying it in his first movie, but it started to just seem like it was just too forced to, like, and I mean, not to really rag on the Rob Zombie's ones, but I just think that he went too much of he just, like, Michael Myers was not Frankenstein. He was not this 7-foot tall dude built like a wrestler. If you watch the original Halloween, the actor Nick Castle, it's an average sized dude. That was the whole point. It was just he wasn't some freak of nature. He was an escaped, mental patient. And, it just, in the end, he just happened to, and I remember, Donald Pleasance saying, he's, in the end, when he shoots him off of the balcony in the original 1978 film, he asked John Carpenter, he says, I can do this two different ways. I can go over there and look down and see that he's gone and say, play it like I knew that was going to happen, or I can go up there and say, wow, what are we, and be more surprised. So, and obviously we know the decision that was made, and a great decision. Interesting that Donald Pleasance, actually, I think I heard he did the movie because a favor to somebody. I think is like one of his daughters, I want to say, was a fan of John Carpenter, and that's why he did it. He was very professional on the set, and I know he just kind of came in and he did his work, and he only did X amount of days. But hey, look what it did for him. I mean, he was already a really well-established actor, but that just launched him into a whole nother category. It's crazy, amazing. So, but anyway, yeah, we'll leave it with that, and appreciate you guys hanging out this morning and chatting with everybody, and hanging out here.